What's up, YouTube? What's going on? Hey, I had to hunt something else there. I had to hunt something down, man. God dang it, I meant to change. Hold up, y'all. Let's see if we can see a difference. Carmelo Anthony. Hold on, pause. Resume. All right. I'm over here trying to get the best. I'm trying to get the best blurred out background as I can get. Yeah. Anyway, check this out, man. Carmelo Anthony, man. I'm trying my best to get another opinion, right? And
what it do, y'all? We back with another reaction right now.
This is I don't know this guy right here, uncovering the lies in Carmelo Anthony case. The lies in the case. God dang, y'all. Give my thumbs up. This is ABP network clips. We are ABP network clips. We're gonna do a reaction to this. Before we get started, I'm gonna let you know, man, it's hard to claim. It's hard to claim self-defense, man, when you brought a knife to a track meet in your book bag. You bringing a knife, and then you went under somebody else's tent. It's hard to say self-defense when you could have just left. You could have just left, bruh. You don't have to sit there and fight. You under the wrong tent. I understand what people think self-defense is. If you hit me, I can bring a tornado down on you. If you touch me, I'm defending myself. You got to use the right type of force. Perspectives of things makes a big difference, man. Somebody is dead because of you. You had a track meet. You in uniform? I don't know if he in uniform. I don't know the whole story. But my point is this. It's going to be very, very, very hard for you to determine that you stabbed someone. You used deadly force because you had no other choice. Self-defense. That's what you're trying to say, that you had no other. I had no other choice but to kill this guy. It's my life or his life. Or you could have. They just wanted you to leave the tent, man. You could have just left. So I'm looking at this thing real close, man. I feel sorry for the people who think they know the law. I got a criminal justice degree, man. I was intrigued studying the law, and they had a lawyer. Y'all. And this shit make me want to cry, man. Real talk, man. This make Uncle Mike want to cry, man, because even the lawyer is saying that the police officer should have read him his Miranda rights when he detained him. And I'm like, what? Now, we all know we ain't past no bar, no liquor store, no nothing. We all know you don't get your rights read to you when you being detained. Right now, we just detaining you. And the lawyer over there saying that he should have had his rights read to him as soon as he was detained. Police don't even read you your rights when they're arresting you. Look that up. That's only in Hollywood. You don't need your rights read to you until you're about to be questioned, not arrest. If they got a warrant for your arrest, they have a right to arrest you. They don't read you your rights then. Come on, people. We got to stop looking at Hollywood. That's only in scripts in Hollywood. You got a right to remain silent while they slapping the cuffs on you. That's just for Hollywood. Don't believe me? Look it up for yourself. That's what I keep begging people to do, and they still won't do it. They won't even look it up for yourself. Don't believe me? Look it up, so you'll know what to look for. Anyway, I'm back at somebody else's. Charleston White is here. I see Charleston White. So let's go with ABDP. I'm sorry. ABP network. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to mispronounce your name by any means. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check it out.
What it do, y'all? We back with another reaction right now. We're going to get into this new 1090 Jake video, man. It's called The Case of Carmelo Anthony, Lies, Race, and Deceit. Everybody who's been watching my reactions, I did a reaction on Carmelo Anthony when the situation happened. I haven't done one since with an updated version or with up-to-date details, so this is going to be an up-to-date one. Let's get into it. Let's see what things are right now. Let's go.
There's no self-defense, because if you are afraid the day before where you have to take a weapon to school, why not notify your parents? You getting ready to run track with other kids and you got a knife on you. No, man, you got to go to jail.
Talking about he had a knife. You damn right. If you a black man living in America, you better be walking around with a talking about he had a knife. You got white boys riding around with guns and y'all crying about a knife.
Right.
The hard part that cost me is I lost my son, and his brother was holding him, trying to hold the blood in, and he passed. My son watched his brother die in his arms.
See, that's what I say about people will look at this like we don't, or whatever, if depending on how your racial views are. If you're like, oh, I don't care, you know what I mean? But this is the one thing every race has in common. That feeling right there he's having right now of losing a loved one, losing your son. Like everybody, we all relate to that. If our son, we'll be looking the same way right now if your son, your brother, your dad got killed. So that's the one thing we all have in common. But I know some people are gonna look at him crying and feel heartless about it. Like, I don't care, because they're so like racially motivated to not fuck with the white side of things. This case right here is creating a lot of racial tension for sure.
I need a break.
Jeff, first of all, my entire heart rests in your hands.
Terrible.
I would be in my position, not even as somebody even knew your son, but somebody that shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand, as I was a father, you could sit idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son.
Man, why the fuck he acting like only black people kill around him, bro? Look at all these reactions we've been doing. It's been all white people mostly. Killing their own people, killing their homies or their mamas, they families. Like, what the fuck?
Are you done?
We did react to a black dude that killed his whole family too. That was kind of crazy.
Wow,
Yes,
that's
I am,
crazy.
sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the problem, my friend.
A confrontation between two teens left.
Wow. Did you hear what he said? Okay, is it my turn to speak? You are the part of the problem. And that is something interesting, because he tried to, people kill me when they talk to you and try to almost guess at where your pain is going to be at. Watch this right here. Wait a minute, right here.
Man, why the fuck he acting like only black people kill around him, bro? Look at all these reactions we've been doing. It's been all white people mostly. Killing their own people, killing their homies or their mamas, they families. Like, what the fuck?
Are you done?
We did react to a black dude that killed his whole family too. That was
Are
kinda
you
crazy.
done?
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the problem, my friend.
A confrontation between
Wow.
two teens left one dead and the country divided. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the criminal case of Carmelo Anthony. April 2nd, 2025, it was 10 a.m. when the Staley Middle School resource officer heard over the radio there was a stabbing at the school track field. Frisco police would alert nearby officers an athlete was the victim, and the suspect was a black male wearing a gray hoodie and blue sweatpants.
Here we go with the hoodie
The
thing.
school officer rushed to the
hoodie.
stadium where two teens told him the victim was under the Memorial High School tent. Approaching the tent, an adult would point out the suspect, who remained on the track separated from the officer by a chain link fence. The officer commanded the suspect to keep his hands in the air, and the suspect complied, saying, "I was protecting myself." As the officer placed the suspect in handcuffs, the suspect said, "He put his hands on me." The officer sat the suspect on the ground while advising back up over the radio he had the alleged suspect. The suspect then stated, "I'm not alleged, I did it." By this point, the suspect had the right to remain silent, he just didn't have the ability. While walking him to the police vehicle, the suspect became emotional, crying hysterically as he said, "He put his hands on me. I told him not to. While in the back seat, he then asked officers if the victim was going to be okay. The suspect would identify himself as 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, a student from Frisco Centennial High. While this was going on, athletic trainers along with the Frisco Fire Department were attempting to save the victim. The weather turned to a heavy downpour of rain, causing the fire department to place a tent over the victim.
Wow.
A police officer began using his phone to photograph the crime scene, as others began taping off the area and moving non-essential people out of the stadium. Officers were informed the weapon used had been tossed, with a witness stating it was in the bleachers. Officers discovered the folding knife, partially open and still bloody, deciding to cover it with a tarp. An officer grabbed a backpack to weigh the tarp down, noticing it was the only backpack from Centennial High, as all the others were from Memorial. It was later discovered
that was his backpack.
This was the suspect's backpack. The victim, identified as 17-year-old Austin Metcalf, was a Memorial High student. Investigators would learn the stadium was hosting a track and field championship with multiple schools in attendance. The stabbing took place under the Memorial High School pop-up tent in the visitors' bleachers. A witness would tell police he was sitting under the tent with his team and was near his teammate Austin as everything played out. Austin told the suspect, Carmelo, that he needed to move out from under their team's tent. Not only did Carmelo go to a different school, he was under their tent wearing Centennial High clothing. Carmelo grabbed his backpack, opened it, and reached inside telling Austin, "Touch me and see what happens."
You know the one thing that I always hear when I do like watch this stuff on this situation is always that he asked him to move. They never say how he asked him to move, like in what context. Did he say like, "Hey bro, can you get up and, you can't be here," or was it like, "Hey motherfucker, you need to get the fuck from under my tent"? Like how did he say it? That's what nobody has yet to say. Or I haven't seen nobody say that yet, because
okay,
like it had to be aggressive.
Okay,
it had to be aggressive.
I give you that one. I give you that.
In order, so I mean, that doesn't make it right, but still, like they always leave that part out. You got to give the full details on this shit.
Facts.
The witness told officers no one really thought Carmelo had.
So in other words, I mean, you can almost imagine, right? You are in high school, you got your team there, y'all ready. Go team. It's your birthday. Give me an M, give me a W or whatever, the Warriors, whatever. Yo, hey buddy, you're not part of our team. Get out here. Nobody's gonna come and do all this. Let's fight, let's go get them. Defense, offense, let's go. And then they say, "Hey pal, pardon me, but can you please excuse yourself?" Now they ain't gonna do it like that. It's gonna be more like, "Yo man, this our tent. You violating, cousin." That type of thing. Now how they break it all the way down, who knows? But he right.
That doesn't make it right, but still, like they always leave that part out. You got to give the full details on this shit.
The witness told officers no one really thought Carmelo had any weapons, so Austin proceeded to touch Carmelo. Carmelo then told Austin to punch him and see what happens. A short time later, Austin grabbed Carmelo to tell him to move, and Carmelo pulled out what the witness described as a black knife, stabbing Austin once in the chest before running away. Austin began grabbing his chest, telling everyone to get help, and shortly after, he'd lose consciousness, stop breathing, and never wake up again. 2 more witnesses were found breathing heavily and crying, one of which was identified as the victim's younger brother.
Yeah.
He was unable to say much, but his friends said they were sitting on the bleachers under the Memorial High School tent. A male wearing a different school's clothes came and sat down, so Austin told him since he didn't go to Memorial, he had to leave the tent. While arguing, Austin was stabbed and the suspect ran. Austin's younger brother held on to his older brother as he lost consciousness, bleeding out in his brother's arms. It was
again, man, y'all not looking at. Again, man, there's a lot of things y'all not looking at, man, and I feel sorry for people that don't see these things, because this is how the court's gonna see it. You stabbed the dude, and then you ran. Then you left the camp. You had an option to leave. You just chose to leave after you stabbed somebody. Again, man. Again, I wasn't there. Only thing I know is once you stabbed somebody, you was free to leave. So you could have just left in the first place. The self-defense is very, very weak. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm hoping that the brother get off and they say, look, what you did was not self-defense. We're gonna let you slide because what you did wasn't self-defense. But let me explain to you how the law works on self-defense. Then break it down. Oh, because society taught you wrong. This is what the problem with our people, man. Society is teaching us wrong when it comes down to police and F the police. Society is teaching you wrong. That's all I'm trying to let y'all know, man.
It was 10:46 a.m. when Austin was brought into the trauma bay at the hospital. 7 minutes later, he was pronounced dead.
Damn.
His heart had been pierced.
Oh, he stabbed him right in the center of the chest.
Officers listed student witnesses from Lebanon High, Liberty High, Memorial High, Frisco High, Independence High, and Emerson High. Centennial High's head coach told officers he heard his athlete confess to the stabbing, while 2 coaches from Independence High School witnessed the stabbing. Carmelo Anthony would be charged with first-degree murder and transported to the Collin County Jail. Under Texas law, even at 17 years old, Carmelo could and would be charged as an adult. His bond would be set at $1 million. Immediately following his arrest, social media would divide black versus white. Some of the black community would come to the immediate defense of Carmelo, stating it was purely self-defense and he's only been arrested because of the fact that his victim is white. They'd also claim the victim in this case was the aggressor. While GoFundMe doesn't allow funding lawyers for criminal cases, apparently GiveSendGo does, and over $500,000 has been raised for Carmelo, with a list of donation comments raising concern amongst journalists. One anonymous donation would label Carmelo an anti-bullying hero, a scholar,
anti-bullying hero.
Gentleman. A donator named Black Excellence would donate again, stating, "The more these hateful whites show their insecurities and fragilities of losing dominance, sending love, light, and justice to King Carmelo." Rock from Atlanta would comment, "We are the defenders of our lineage. This is America, and these flat whiteness immigrants from all over the world has always been open enemies towards foundational black Americans from day one. No more." Some in the white community would also speak out, stating this wasn't self-defense, it was flat out murder. Many would be enraged at the fact that Austin's killer was being praised for being black and killing a white. The donations spoke for themselves.
Man, they do that shit all the time. Y'all sit here talking about he being praised. Man, every time, nigga, what's some, Rittenhouse, when he killed the shit, everybody supported him. Or Kyle Rittenhouse. What's the nigga in Florida? They supported that nigga. Shit, they made that nigga like he was a star. The nigga in Florida. Was the nigga in Florida, y'all, that killed Trayvon Martin? They made that nigga like he was a star. So, man, come on, kill us with all that shit.
Literally. And many...
Trayvon Martin. What make it so bad? The dude end up getting in trouble anyway. God, I can't even think of his name. I'm gonna look it up.
Many have also stated if the races were reversed and the victim was black, there would be riots and looting.
Yeah, George Zimmerman.
Carmelo's actions in Austin's death was now being politicized and used by radicals on both sides to justify prejudice. In simpler terms, it didn't matter who was right or wrong because the ones speaking out don't care about Carmelo or Austin, they care about their own agenda. Things would heat up again on April 14, 2025, when Judge Angela Tucker reduced Carmelo's bond from $1 million down to $250,000. She also agreed to release him based on his clean criminal record and his athletic/academic background. Carmelo would then be released under the conditions he wear an ankle monitor and be supervised by a parent at all times. Judge Tucker's decision would cause her to receive violent and racist threats on social media,
they probably hate her.
With no choice but to privatize her Twitter.
They hate her.
Judge Tucker's personal security has also been temporarily increased as the FBI investigate anyone who released private or personal information about her, as they plan to charge those responsible with unlawful disclosure of a resident's address or telephone number and obstruction or retaliation. Carmelo and his family would also be targeted through death threats and harassment. People would visit his home, loitering and taking pictures, while others would make false food delivery orders and send hate mail including Austin's obituary. It became common for people to circle the home in their vehicles to essentially provoke fear and intimidation. Carmelo's family would have no choice but to use donation funds to relocate to an undisclosed location. But this harassment wasn't one-sided. Frisco police would receive a phone call reporting a shooting at Austin Metcalf's father's home.
Oh shit.
Another shooting would be reported at his mother's home. This would happen a total of 3 times, all 3 being fake reports known as swatting.
Damn, they swatted the parents' houses. Damn, this shit is out of control. Come on, bruh. Swatting the parents' houses is crazy. Like, regardless of which side it is, that's still fucked up.
Which an anonymous person contacts police,
That's
and they respond to what they believe to be a violent situation. Swatting has even led to innocent people being killed by police.
That ain't cool, man.
Austin's father, Jeff, has been making headlines himself as he attempted to make peace with his son's killer's family and pray together at a press conference held for Carmelo.
Oh, that's fire.
Instead, he was escorted out by police, with Carmelo's family apparently uninterested in making amends.
Wait, I thought that was... wait, it must be something we don't know. If the family wasn't fucking with it, that seemed like some peaceful shit. Like, I want to come pray with the family who killed my son and
right
let's
here in the
make
red
amends.
tie.
If he's really on that unintentionally and pure about that, and he's on that type of time, I don't see why they wouldn't do it with him. But if he's doing that to be on like some snake shit and get close to him and do some weird shit, I feel it. Like, fuck her. But that is kind of crazy if he's trying to make peace and he lost his son. And that's big on his behalf, the one who lost his son.
He was
if
making
the parents
peace.
trying to make peace, that's a step in the right direction. You know, especially to see all this publicly, how this shit is causing black versus white. You know, I don't know. Let's see.
Nah, what the problem is my man right here with the red tie on. Trust me, dude. No matter how much a white person, well, in this case, when you got people on one side and another side, because I've been through this myself with my YouTube channel. I've been through this. I apologize. I said I'm sorry. It was a dumb joke. I apologize. And now you're trying to take it to a whole nother level. And they said, was your apology sincere? Yeah, I done apologize. I done emailed you and apologize. Hey, dude, some people just ain't gonna get it, man. So then that's when you say, fuck y'all. You let them know I don't stand for this bull. And that's what the father need to do. This dude right here in this red tie is a sucker. He's a stupid sucker. The reason why I know he a sucker because he served time. Now he trying to be something different. You an actor. Mr. Man in the red shit and the family listening to you. Holding that boy's hand while he coming out of jail like holding his hand is helping him. Come on, man. See, when Uncle Mike speaks, I speak nothing but the truth. My man that's doing this video, his channel and everything, he just learning. But you about to learn quick. You about to learn real quick what's happening.
What we seen at the beginning of this press conference, the father being at this press conference, these are my words. Don't quote anybody. Is a disrespect to the dignity of his son. That was disrespectful and just shows you all the character who is not invited,
I'm lost.
he knows
Why he
Right,
did?
that it's inappropriate to be near.
Damn right. Damn right you lost. You lost because this dude is taking it upon himself. I knew it. I ain't even seen this mess.
Family.
The main voice speaking.
Wait. See, this is where I'm lost though. He the one that lost his kid.
Yeah.
So what do we not know? Like, why is that disrespectful for him to come? He the one that got his son.
Because that's what this man is saying. This man want to keep the black and white thing going. This guy right here. He want to keep the black and white thing going. So he made sure that the white guy who lost his son got kicked out. And he's saying it was inappropriate for him to be there. What? You're right, I wasn't invited. You're right, but I came in peace to I'm trying to help stop all this stuff. But this mother right here didn't want to hear it.
Whose son, got killed. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know if he's been in the press talking shit about Carmelo's family,
Nope.
and then he just tried to show up on some like snake sinister shit.
Nope.
Oh, I want to make peace with y'all, like on some trolling shit.
Nope.
That'd be fucked up, but
Nope. That ain't what happened.
Damn. I gotta dig more into that one.
Yep. Dig
Has
more.
the pops been saying some crazy shit, or has he been on some peaceful shit?
Speaking for the Anthony family was not actually a member, but the so-called minister Dominique Alexander. Describing himself as a minister of justice, political, civil, and human rights activist, and supporter of Black Lives Matter, his suit, tie, and slow way of speaking aligns with more of a gimmick from a man with an agenda. Come to find out, Dominique has a long criminal history himself.
Oh my God.
Serves prison time for abusing a baby. Back in July of 2009.
Oh no. They done found out the lawyer. Oh.
He was babysitting his girlfriend's 2-year-old son when he called her telling her to get home now. He didn't tell her why.
Yo.
When she arrived,
What?
the child was unresponsive. He'd claimed he'd walked into another room and heard the baby boy fall off the couch as he was watching a movie. When he walked back in, the boy's eyes looked funny, later telling a detective they rolled to the back of his head. The 2-year-old boy was placed in the intensive care unit and discovered to have a subdural hemorrhage at the back of his head, meaning blood around his brain. He also had retinal hemorrhaging, meaning bleeding in both of his eyes. The severity of the boy's injuries were ruled inconsistent with falling off a couch and more consistent with abusive head trauma and physical abuse.
What?
Dominique would later plead guilty in this case. Dominique would address his multiple arrests from theft, forgery, stealing a car, making a false police report. The list goes on. He'd say social media would try to shame him, but ended up showing his testimony. That when he first stepped into activism in 2014, he didn't hide who he was, and he was even named Person of the Year for the Dallas Observer's People Edition in 2015. But in 2019, Dominique would be arrested for striking and pushing his girlfriend.
What?
Dominique Alexander, the founder of the Next Generation Action Network, was indicted today on a charge of...
What is going on with this goddamn lawyer? Hey, listen. I think y'all picked the wrong...
He's not the lawyer though. That's the point. My man don't know yet. I like my man though. He figured it out. He figured it out. Real talk. I love it when you you in the blind, dog, and you over here. He feel it. Nope, that's not it. That's not. Ooh, I'm feeling my way through this. Yeah, he gonna figure it out. He gonna figure it out.
Oh, lawyer. For
he's not the lawyer.
A case
though.
of this magnitude, y'all can't have a lawyer with all this shit going on. It's gonna look bad on us, man. Y'all gotta go get y'all a clean background, a lawyer with a clean background. This shit is manny.
This man ain't
beating
passed
up
no
his
bar.
girlfriend and beating up kids and all kind of shit.
He ain't passed no bar.
Continuous violence against the family,
store.
that's a third-degree felony. He was arrested back in April after his girlfriend, Kiera Saunders, told police Alexander assaulted her. However, in an affidavit filed before today's indictment, Saunders says she doesn't want any part of the prosecution.
Regardless, this was the face of Carmelo Anthony's family. A man whose sole purpose is speaking against so-called racist police who target black men. He was now taking this opportunity to make Carmelo the victim who had to defend himself against his white attacker. So let's look at the facts. Carmelo was an athlete from Centennial High. During a track and field competition, he chose to sit under an opposing school's tent. Austin was an athlete from Memorial High and confronted Carmelo about being under his team's tent. Austin would grab Carmelo's backpack telling him to leave and eventually push Carmelo, while Carmelo would grab his backpack reaching inside telling Austin, touch me and see what happens.
Touch me and see what happens, nigga.
Continue, which led to Carmelo pulling out the knife and stabbing him.
That's about how it happened.
Now my boy JD DeLay would break down Texas self-defense laws perfectly.
Break it down.
Constitutes lawful self-defense. It's all going to depend on what state you're in because each state has different laws. But for the sake of relevant current events, let's talk about the state of Texas. State of Texas has the best self-defense laws out of any state in the country. They have stand your ground laws, which means that you do not have to retreat. You're allowed to defend yourself if somebody threatens or physically harms you. But you're only allowed to use proportional violence. So if somebody's coming at you with hands and you shoot them, you could be in a lot of trouble. All depends on the valid and articulable threat that was there at the time. Somebody's coming after you with a gun or a knife, then you are definitely in your realm to be able to use lethal force. However, this does require that you did not instigate the incident and that you are not somewhere that you are not supposed to be. You instigated the incident. If you are somewhere you don't belong or if you use excessive force, self-defense is out the window. Like I said, this is specifically applicable to the state of Texas and their laws,
That's
so
crazy.
know the law where you live. Might just save your life or keep your ass out of prison.
Right.
In this situation, no.
Yeah. See, did this happen in Texas? Y'all need to let me know, man. I think I gotta look this up. Was this where did this happen at in Texas? I'm gonna look it up right now.
Not only was Carmelo somewhere he wasn't supposed to be, as he didn't go to Memorial High and should have been with his own team, he was armed with a weapon he wasn't supposed to have. His mere presence during a competition could be seen as provoking an opposing school. After being confronted, Carmelo would reach in his bag saying, touch me and see what happens. The fact that Carmelo ran track, if he was in fear for his life, he literally just could have ran. But in a stand your ground case, he doesn't legally have to. But Austin wasn't threatening to kill, use a weapon, or even beat him. He was telling him to leave. So Carmelo using deadly force as self-defense seems very unjustified. But also telling someone touch me and see what happens can qualify as instigating the incident.
Yeah, that's a fact.
If a gang member walks to a rival gang's territory with an illegal weapon, daring a rival gang member to touch him so he can legally kill him, that doesn't qualify as self-defense. So if an opposing athlete sits in an opposing team's area with a concealed weapon and stabs someone when confronted, I don't see how he can claim self-defense. Carmelo would show emotion, hysterically crying after the incident, even asking if Austin was okay. This shows compassion.
I tried to tell y'all.
And while a former FBI agent...
I ain't gonna cap. This shit does look kind of crazy when you listen to them breaking down the Texas laws.
Here we go.
What isn't considered stand your ground or what isn't considered self-defense and what those are self-defense shit out the window. And then he's basically lining it all up. Like everything that old boy said in that video about self-defense, that's all the shit that Carmelo did. Where it doesn't apply, that's all the shit that Carmelo did. Did he instigate it, though, is the question. I guess, would you say sitting down under the tent is instigating it? That could be. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, why
this happened in Texas? This happened in
like,
Texas.
I got to hear from somebody who was right there. Like, who was right there that heard and seen the whole thing? Because it's all about the energies, too. Like, what was the energy? I don't know this kid from a can of paint, so I don't know if he was an asshole kid or if he was a good kid, or vice versa for Austin, too. I don't know if he was a bad kid, good kid. I don't know his energy, if he's like was he sitting there because there wasn't no more room underneath his tent? They said it was raining. There wasn't no more room underneath his tent, so he went under their tent to get out the rain. Like, That's why I'm like, I need to hear from somebody who was right there, so we can match that. Like,
right.
Oh,
right.
he came over and he said this, and he was like, "Fuck you," and
Right.
woo woo. Now we like, oh, so it was some confrontational shit
Right.
going on. That's what I'm still trying to understand.
Names from her experience, Carmelo was.
And the thing about another thing is, what happened to the adults? I mean, what about the coaches, the track team coaches, the people that drove them there? We are the adults, man. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Was using an insane Vice Lord's gang sign while holding an AK-47, the full picture would show Carmelo at a friend's house holding a BB gun in which the orange tip has been removed. No more extreme than Austin and his brother holding real guns. Carmelo wasn't a thug. He came from a nice job with 2 parents in an affluent area. He held a job at a kid's Foot Locker, was captain of the football team and track team. Should he have had a knife? No. But how many teen boys have carried pocket knives? Just because he's black doesn't mean he was looking to stab someone that day. I think teenage pride and ego led to an irreversible decision. I think regret and compassion should weigh on the scale of justice. I don't think Carmelo was innocent of murder, but I also don't think he placed himself there with the intent to kill. Looking at their athletic stats, Austin was 6 foot tall and 220 pounds.
6 foot.
While Carmelo was 5'10", 175 pounds. Carmelo resorted to a weapon out of fear,
Smaller.
but I don't believe he feared for his life. I believe he feared he'd get beat up. Unfortunately, I don't think this fear meets the legal qualification to kill someone in self-defense. I also feel his self-defense won't stand because he provoked Austin by saying, "Touch me and see what happens." When Austin touched him, he then said, "Hit me and see what happens." It would be different if he displayed the knife and told him he's prepared to defend himself. In the end, a teenage athlete died.
Damn, this is gonna be a crazy one right here.
Thank you. That's the same thing I said. I could see if he displayed the knife. You display the gun. You display the knife. You display the deadly force to let people know, if you don't back off, I'm willing to use this. I'm just letting you know. He didn't do that. Apparently. I'm assuming he didn't do that. I wasn't there.
This to fuel political agendas. The athlete died.
Damn, this is gonna be a crazy one right here.
Countless people with nothing better to do are using this to fuel political agendas.
That's a
now,
fact.
this case is tragic, controversial. There's a lot of elements to this case, right? And it's going to be difficult for them to find jurors that haven't been swayed by the media in this situation. The biggest topic with this is going to be race and racism. You have Dominique Alexander, the spokesperson for the family, who used the roughly 40 minutes of the press conference to basically race bait and play the victim role as a black man in America, while not confronting his, 20 to 30 arrests and the fact that his only victims from physical crimes seem to be a baby boy and a woman, right? That's what he's been arrested for. He was convicted for abusing the baby, and both of them in that situation were black. But he chooses to now classify himself as an activist and only goes after situations involving white people.
Hey, he been on lawyer ass this whole video.
Black Lives Matter. They only speak out when a white person is involved. This situation is being blown out of proportion.
My man thinks that the guy's a lawyer. That's even making it worse. This guy's not a lawyer, dog. He's not a lawyer. He never said he was a lawyer. He's an activist. An activist is worse than a lawyer. Them ones that think they know it all and don't know shit. They don't know shit. They just go by what they think. Oh, the black man was done wrong. The black man didn't do this. See, if it was a white man, they can turn any situation into a black and white thing. The activists. He's not a lawyer, man.
He on a lawyer ass.
Radicals.
He said he on a lawyer. Look, he said
they only speak out when a white person is involved. This situation is being blown out of proportion.
He on a lawyer ass.
Radicals on both sides. And Austin's father, who tried to make amends with the family and was met with dismissal, he has even expressed to white radicals that are trying to push this white agenda, look, I don't believe in y'all's bullshit. This isn't a race thing. This is two teenagers and something unfortunate that happened.
Oh, see, if that's the point, that's why I was asking earlier, like, is the dad trolling out? Because I don't know the backstory of the dad. But what he's saying is, that's the dad's energy. He's been on, nigga, I'm trying to squash this shit. Not squash it, but I want to pray with y'all. Your son killed my son, but I'm still big enough to be a man and come here and show some unity and pray with y'all. And let's kill all this fucking racial shit that the media is trying to. That's the thing, man. Once the media stick their fangs in you, they could create a cold narrative and push this propaganda out there and start this fucking race war where now you done made 2 high school kids bumping heads and, you know, out of feeling scared or being bullied or whatever the fucking case may be, into a big old race war to where now it could create, when this goes to trial and this case comes out and the verdict comes out, it could create a fucking riot because the media created this big ass circus around it.
Facts. That's
the thing. It's like, damn, like, why does it got to be a race thing if it wasn't done with racial intent?
Yeah, it wasn't done with racial intent because both kids, they have black and white on both teams. They have friends that are black and white, so they not haters in the first place. They only hate they just sports kids.
Whole time when I keep hearing stuff about this case, it isn't about the white boy calling him an N-word or, you know, the black kid calling him something racial. But why are they making this a racial thing? So I get it, it's a black and a white kid. But why are they pushing that narrative so crazy if that wasn't the line? I be seeing people in the chat say, oh, the kids was racist, but I haven't seen nothing yet. So if y'all could send me a video that actually proves some racially motivated shit was done.
They can't.
I would love to react to it. I want to see it.
They can't.
Fill me in. If y'all got some shit that 1090 Jake left out.
You just seen the picture of they put a picture up with my man Carmelo was holding a gun. I ain't know what kind of gun. When I first saw it, they said that, he holding a gun, got the middle finger up, trying to be all, you know, that's what kids do. They try to be cool when the camera come out. They got to do the pluck, and do the middle finger and all this stuff, right? Come find out it was a BB gun. Now the white kids are holding real guns because they go hunting with their father apparently, or whatever. You know, they are responsible with the guns and everything. But everybody trying to put their own twist on it, like this dude was a violent person or something. The Carmelo Anthony. Oh man, I don't know why they named you that, man. Anyway, but the activist, he's not a lawyer. Y'all need to leave that dude alone. That dude with the curb. See how the street is all black and all the cars is running over top of the black tar, and the curb is white. See, the white man is holding the black street down. You know, people. I got 2 friends that can make a black and white situation about anything, man, and they make it into a big joke. Y'all better wake up, man. This ain't about no black and white no more. It's about rich and poor. That's what you better start learning, man. Here we go.
Let me know where I can go look. Some legit shit, not just a nigga giving his opinion, but some facts on the boy or on the parents or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm here for it.
But I'm not siding with racists. I'm not siding with bullshit. I'm just trying to get over the fact that my son was killed.
Right.
He was killed by another boy who was scared. You know what I mean? And that's essentially what I think happened. I think that Carmelo was scared, but I don't think that fear is enough to justify stabbing somebody in the heart.
Right.
In my opinion. How I think this case will play out.
Facts. That's facts.
how it should play out and how it will play out are two different things. I think based on all of the evidence, him admitting to it, the fact that he showed compassion, the fact that, you know, he's a flawless student, he's an athlete, maybe that this, you know, at best would get brought down to a manslaughter type of offense. I don't know the legalities in Texas, how that would work if they have a manslaughter charge. This was a heat of the moment type of thing. I don't think he had the intent to kill. I also don't necessarily see him flat out beating this. But because of the political agendas being pushed into this case and the fact that, you know, Carmelo now has over $500,000 to play with as far as his legal defense, you might see him walk with some crazy amount of probation or something along those lines. Due to the fact that he has no criminal history, he has a lot of money to afford a defense, and this case is being politicized. And we've seen, you know, it's become a norm in certain inner cities that it's racist to put high bonds on minorities, even if people are running around shooting people. So we've seen people get caught with guns, shoot people, etc., bond out, and then kill somebody, and then the city is like, well, why the fuck did he get let out? Well, it's like, well, because it's racist if we don't let him out.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure we can also all agree that if the case was reversed and this was a white teen that killed a black teen, there'd be a whole lot more shit going on. And that's the, that's the problem right now that everyone's having, is that now they're saying that there is black privilege in which $500,000 has been raised and people are openly praising Carmelo's actions for...
Man, they do that shit for white people all the time too, man.
Versus if the roles were reversed, it would play out entirely different.
Damn.
They do that all the time for white people too.
I don't think Carmelo's a thug. I don't think he should be punished as if he is. And I don't think he should be portrayed as one either. I've had pocket knives since I was like 10 years old, bro. I brought them to school. Cool,
for sure.
Show them to your friends. Whatever. Like, that's normal shit. That's not some crazy out of bounds thing. He took a picture with a BB gun. They tried to frame it to make it look like he had an AK. He's throwing up gang signs.
Right.
Bro, I done seen NBA players throw shit up. Everybody's just trying to look fucking cool, right? That doesn't mean he's a fucking insane vice lord. And then it's no different when you look at the two brothers with real guns and camo gear because they're country boys, and one of them's throwing a middle finger. It's the same thing, bro. People are just trying to portray this to fit their narrative, and that's the fucking issue with America. At the end of the day, the kid shouldn't have stabbed him, but he fucking showed compassion. He broke down hysterically crying. He asked if he was gonna be okay. This isn't a bad kid. He made a bad fucking mistake, and he's gonna have to answer to that. But hey,
that's all it is.
Drop y'all's thoughts in the comment section. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. Until next time.
Yeah, okay.
I mess with him.
Yeah,
I mess with him. I mess with him. I mess with both of these guys.
My thoughts are pretty much the same as 10 Jakes right here, man. Like, I feel like the media and, you know, these lawyers and everybody is making this thing a race thing. I don't think it was racially motivated. I don't even think that he wanted to kill the white kid. I don't think he wanted to kill him, but I do think, hey, nigga, touch me again, nigga, you know what I mean? I'm gonna yank you, I'm gonna poke you, bro. Boom, I don't think it was like, you know what I mean? Because that's the one connection that people have yet to make. Like, was it a previous connection with them two, to where this has been like a feud that's been going on for months, for years, or whatever? Has there been previous interaction?
Don't think so.
I have yet to see where people are saying that about them. So for him to feel like with somebody he just met at a track meet, these are high school kids, for him to be walking around with murder on his mind, that he wants to do this, yeah, it's a possibility that could be. But I'm saying, what do I think? Do I think he wanted to kill him? I don't think he wanted to kill him. I don't know, man. But hey, I don't know these niggas personally. I don't know their attitudes. I don't know their energies. I don't know how they move. So this is just my take on it. Thinking, you know, I don't know, because It could come out, oh, he was this, he was that, he was a killer, or he was a gangster, he was that, or vice versa for the white kid. He was a racist, he was this. And that's the parts I need to know before I can make a true assessment, final assessment. But right now, I would assume, like, man, I don't think he wanted to kill him, man. That's pretty deep. From the details I got, where they just met each other for the first time.
Facts.
And the original video said they only interacted for 30 seconds or 20 seconds. Like, the interaction wasn't that long when he told him to get up from underneath the tent. It was like 20 seconds. So if this is my first time meeting somebody, I'm 17 years old, I'm at a track meet. My first time meeting somebody, they tell me to get from under their tent. And I say, man, get from, all right, nigga, touch me, I'm gonna do something. I don't think my intent is I'm gonna kill you. But it's like, nigga, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, you know what I mean? I want to shank you, but I don't think I want to kill you and risk losing my, you know what I mean, going to jail and losing my life in jail and staying there the whole time. Like, I can't see that. But, again, I don't know this nigga to know. So, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Leave a comment, man. 10 Jake, shout out to you, man. Keep them dope-ass videos coming. That was my reaction to it. I want to hear what the people gonna say. So make sure y'all smash the like, run it up, man. And go check out 10 Jake shit and support it, man. This one was called The Case of Carmelo Anthony, Lies, Race, and Deceit. Let me give him a like. Boom. And y'all know, man, get ready for the next reaction.
That was pretty good. I thought that was pretty good. That was real good. I thought that my man speaks on only the facts he know of. One of the things he don't understand is that guy who I didn't even know the dude did the little baby die. He went to jail because he abused or hurt some little baby, and he put his hands on the girlfriend. But now he just want to be, man, some people just want to be a star. It's so hot in here, y'all. But that kid is the one putting the whole thing, this guy is the one that's putting this stuff out here, man. This guy is the one making this thing a black and white thing. He's helped pushing that. The more y'all push that, the more black people get stirred up. And if you take the black and white thing away, everybody's going to know that, I mean, even the kid that did the stabbing, he going to know that he was wrong. You can't tell somebody, hit me and see what happens, touch me and see what happened, and they asking you to leave. All you got to do is leave. I'm asking you to leave our tent. You can leave. You can leave. You don't have to do this violent thing. You don't have to go with deadly force. You don't have to. You can just fucking leave. Just leave. But when you did the stabbing, you was free to go then. You just left. You could have left before you did the stabbing. Take your knife and your bag with you. You could have left. Nobody's looking at it like that. Oh, he had a right to defend himself. It was nothing to defend if you would have just left. Hey, y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Y'all take it light, take it slow. I can't wait to see how this thing go, you know. Peace out. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so, man. Peace out.